Hello, everybody. Welcome to the 13th and final episode of Season 3 of Movie Reviews. And in this one, I'm looking at American History X from 1998. Now this never came. This is sort of like a rush schedule type thing going on. It wasn't. This wasn't originally to be the final. It was meant to be like on a different season, like one of the later seasons that we're going to plan to do. And the original one was going to be The Great Rock and Roll Swindle from 1980. Though I sort of, with this series in total, it was made to do with films watched on the Fire Stick, the Amazon Fire TV stick, and that we do it on, and there's sort of be like that'll be its running theme throughout this season, like films I was watched on just on one stick, so everyone seemed to get hold all the time, and. Obviously, there was about two films. Obviously, that were not part of that theme, particularly. So I removed them already together. Stuff like like Guest House Paradiso, which was intended to be Body Shots, but Body Shots will be replaced. Will be coming out like maybe 4 or 5 that'll come out. Same with Great Rock and Roll Swindle. So I've stayed with the theme and just carried on doing. What I was meant to do, sort of, if you know what I mean. So, American History X replaced Great Rock and Roll Swindle, and to be honest, I think this is actually a perfect idea for a finale. So, let's get into American History X. It is to do with neo-Nazis in America, in sort of present day Los Angeles. It is, and it's to do with the race, sort of like racism, or it's to do with racism, family, trust, and probably reinvention. I think those are the words that are particularly used in this movie. So first and foremost, we've got the cast. We have the Edward Norton playing Derek, who is he's basically like a follower of the neo-Nazis. He was part of a group that he followed at the time because of his father's death. His father was Now, he was either a firefighter or a police officer. He was one of them, and obviously he got killed on duty by a certain black person, and obviously that has triggered him to become very threatening, very disheartened, and just become racist altogether. And he basically takes him out of his own hands, and so forth and so forth. But also, we've also got Edward Furlong as his younger brother Danny, who basically is taking interest into Derek's fascinations with the skinhead Nazi type stuff, the racism stuff that he's been doing at the time since he was in prison. Yeah, and obviously this is like it's a bit of a patchy film because it's all to do with the brothers themselves. It's to do with, I think first and foremost, it's to do with Danny, being the strong becoming like his brother, like what his brother was originally doing, like his own endeavours, if you know what I mean. And then it focuses on Derek in prison at the time, like flashbacks and stuff, like being surviving in prison, coming over, you're meeting black guys, also trying to stop hanging about in the sort of racist crowd, if you know what I mean. That end up with some repercussions, being raped in the showers and stuff, being prison raped and all that. And yeah. And obviously it focuses on how he became in prison, in which, in black and white footage, it basically means like a gang of black youths come around and terrorise the family home. Indeed, all asked there to come out. He then beats them up and then sort of kills the main leader by putting his teeth on the side of a curb and stamps him into the ground. And that is brutal. And you actually do see it. He actually just literally stamps him onto the curb like that. And yes. And obviously to the day, so he can still remember that for many days, which is interesting. And then we come on to the sort of bit which is Derek return to family life, and just getting rid of his past, which is interesting because he gets away from the Skinner crowd, which his brother does attend, and he meets one of his old colleagues, old friends, very much, or the leader of this skinhead neo-Nazi cult, or something that he meets, and he basically beats him up in the end, and then just sort of flees. He gets away from his girlfriend, his original girlfriend, obviously, that he used to be harding up with, and leaves her for good, and obviously tries to get Danny out of this sort of situation that he's got himself into because of what he did. Get rid of the sort of Nazi paraphernalia that he's got, and basically just turn his life, turn his life the other way, very much. He talks to him about the life in prison that he did. He's basically clean himself up. He's grown his hair again. He's no longer a skinhead. He is going for a job. He is, and the family themselves are actually sort of carry on okay. The daughter, the mother, is sort of basically ill, very much a bit ill, and obviously the daughter's looking after her. Same with Danny in particular, and obviously when Derek is released, he's so carried on. Though some of his friends do pop up sometimes, and obviously say, "Oh, you released me. You have the can." And where do we go next? How are you? And it just tells them to leave and stuff like that. You're no longer a part of my life. You are no longer a friend. Get out. So yes. And obviously the end bit at the end, that is hard. Well, it's quite sad in the end, and I was spoiled because it's about 19 years old, this film, so I was spoiled anyway. Danny gets killed at the end because it sort of comes together at the start of the film, and also ends sort of like the start and beginning, because he finds an low sort of nerd being bullied by black youths, and obviously in the bathroom, in the toilets, and obviously he sort of rescues the nerd, and no, he doesn't pack punches, he just tells him to stay away, and in the end they basically shoot a gun at him, and he just dies in the urinal. He does. That's quite sad, though it's sort of relevant to school shootings and stuff like that, which is, again, it is irrelevant at the time. Well, for a few years, and maybe more, and as years to come, that will still continue. Students shooting students and that sort of stuff, or students shooting teachers. Anyway, I'm getting up that point. I've rather not talk about that point again. But it is to do with the trust, it's to do with family, it's to do with the sort of path you take, or what you're fascinated with. It's like if you take drugs and stuff like that, it's not your path you'll take, It's like you have to be careful of the repercussions of what you're doing. Like if you just go, maybe travel to a different country, it won't be easy. Like with everything around the world, it won't be easy at all. Like if you're just still fascinated with stuff, you might get repercussions, you might get all that sort of thing, you might get injured, you might get killed, for instance, it's all to do with that. And that's what is sort of simple with this film. Though with other films that come out, Football Hooliganism and other films to do with American history, it's like sort of carbon copies of this film, and it's all to do with that. It's to do with the bond, it's to do with trust and everything like that. Yep. Though films basically I think British films are cheap. Direct-to-DVD films like this don't really do it justice. All you just get is just getting screaming around, punching people to pulp, and that's it. Whereas this one is solid. It's solid. It's basically nicely written. It delivers well. Norton and Furlong and all the rest of the cast do a fantastic job on this film. His portrayal as Derek is really strong. It's like a guy you don't want to mess with, and afterwards he's sort of flipped like that, and obviously he becomes caring. He becomes more. I don't know. He becomes more paranoid and more serious. He's more like a little bit laid back. I think he is a little bit in this one, and that performance when he's released from prison, and Danny, sort of rebellious teenager, and so forth and so forth. Yep. Like with other films like Mr. Nice Guy and all them, I discovered on the Entertainment and Video DVD range. It's a film I saw. I saw the cover, many times on VHS covers and DVD covers of Ever Furlong just standing behind. Look, on that side shot of Ever Furlong, again in front of the American flag, I think, and I sort of think, what is American History X? What is that? Is it like I always feel like it's all like it's a revolution type story, like a sadistic revolution type story. Well, if you know what I mean. Changing the way of politics and stuff like that, about like a man's destined to change the face of America or something like that. I thought when I looked at the title and saw the image. However, it's completely different from what it was if you read the back cover and the sort of black and white imagery that goes on. It is just like, it basically tells a completely different story altogether, but in itself, it is still good. So, American History X, is it a good film? Yes, it is. It's totally a good film. Worth watching for the performances and the sort of issues and the themes of this film take on what it presents. It's nicely shot. It's a really dense film. It's a bit patchy, but it's just how the story is, and it's a little bit of a little nitpick, but it's no problem. And the cast themselves, do a really brilliant job, of course. So, that is the finale of the third season of Movie Reviews. And I'll post other videos at some point. First I have anything, go this and all that sort of stuff. I'll still post stuff like that. But I'll be coming back shortly, maybe with the fourth movie reviews when I have time. Anyway, so, that's the end of number 3. And that's my review of American History X from 1998. And I'll see you whenever